Hello YouTube, welcome to my YouTube channel, Anna Bella, and today I'm going to be reviewing the new Sense and Sensibility trailer because I know a lot of people have complained about the scruffiness of everybody and the fact that everybody is wearing brown and the fact that it's like set in dim lighting. Well, it would have been dim lighting because they had candlelight. Literally, your daylight was restricted to daylight hours. So if you wanted more light, you would have to light a candle. They didn't have gas lamps in Regency England. It wasn't there. Maybe some royalty had access to that, and maybe upper nobility, but Sense and Sensibility is about the lower gentry. Right, I'm going to explain this to you. You've got royalty at the top, you've got your nobles who have titles, who sit in the House of Lords. Then you've got your second sons, your third sons, your fourth sons, your fifth sons, and they are usually in the three professions, which are the army, the clergy, or helping around the estate, being estate managers for their dads. Three things. Also, the Navy was becoming a thing. So you're either in the military, you're either in the clergy, you know, like Mr. Collins, getting a free house because you are a vicar, or you are estate managing. That is what people are doing. Lower gentry don't have titles, but they do have access to a big house. Their big house is usually a farmhouse that has farmland attached to it. So, for instance, Mr. Bennett's house is an estate house, but he's actually farming his land. A lot of landowners would be farming in the lower gentry because we didn't have enough food. Also, they would have to farm it so that they could pay their staff, unless they were doing trade, like the Lintons and the Brontes. All of the characters in Jane Austen and the Brontes are members of the lower gentry. There's only one person that I can think of in the Jane Austen novel who's actually a member of the nobility, and that's Lady Catherine de Bourgh. We know that because she has a lady in front of her title. She's the only one. And clearly her husband was a member of the nobility. Everybody else is lower gentry or the emerging middle class that's happening during Regency era. Hence why they're all in brown. You don't want to stand out. Yes, some people would wear their hair down, because if you wore your hair down, it was actually a sign, oh, I have to do some work. Shocker. And that was the point that the Brontes and Jane Austen were making. She was making that some women in the middle class actually have to do some work, i.e. walk to the village to get some food for themselves because they can't afford a servant to do it for them. Shocker. It was a new thing then. Just letting you know. The whole point was women needed to be more active in the lower gentry, and they also had to be more intelligent to survive because they didn't have the money. They had a little bit of money, but I mean, you try living on £250 a year or £500 a year. It's not a lot, because that's what the girls in Sense and Sensibility ended up doing. And remember, it is a second marriage, because in Sense and Sensibility, he marries again. After having, you know, John with his first wife, he marries again, he marries a younger woman, and then he has 3 more daughters. That's why she's 40. And she's also played by the woman who played, what was the name in Outlander? Moving swiftly on. So yeah, that's why people are going, oh, they're scruffy, they're not neat. And I'm like, no, lower gentry people don't have as much time because they actually have to do more chores. They have some servants, but it's minimal servant support because we don't have the funds that the royal family do or the upper nobles do. We are what is known as genteel poverty. It's really common, really, really common. Yes, we've got all the trappings of wealth, but we don't have the finances to fund it. That is what you're seeing in Sense and Sensibility. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And yes, dim lighting was a thing. Shocker. Bye.